right, guys, well, here we are again on WFO's 12 Rigs of Christmas, and we're taking a ride in Sean's 67 Plymouth Fury 2.
Correct.
So Sean is probably our lead installer. He's been in the automotive business forever, and he's been at the shop for a little less than a year. And we brought him on for basically his skills on installing lift kits, long arms, you know, the full builds on all the Jeep, and he is just slaying it, for a better term. It is Christmas, you know. So he's got a Dodge with our long arm kit. He's got some wheelers, but you know, everybody's got that stuff. Not everybody has a 67 Plymouth Fury 2, huh, Sean?
No, not everybody.
So how long have you had this car?
I got this car about 15 years ago from a gentleman who had a stroke and could no longer drive. And I've always been into old school big four-door cars with the rear wheels always tucked up in the fender. And I had the opportunity to meet the gentleman and actually was given the car if I promised to keep the car and fix it up and get it going. I spent a lot of time doing the interior and air suspension and stereo system.
Everything you did on your own, right?
I did not do the upholstery. A friend of mine that I worked with did that, but other than that, I did everything else.
And it's got full air ride, and this thing has the factory 318, the factory transmission, right?
Just good old putting along, never lets me down. Probably my most reliable vehicle out of all the ones that I've got. So
the brakes, drum brakes still?
Yep, all the way around. Yeah, you bet. Yeah.
So we decided to take a roll and cruise on this one. We're going to swing by the high school, you know. That's what you do in a car like this. She is in all her glory. This is the Plymouth Fury 2. Now, what do you got going on here, Sean?
That's the old snap-on special dancer.
She looks real nice.
Yeah, she's put some miles on the old car, that's for sure.
What size rims are those?
These are 18s with 40 series tires on them, Boyd Coddingtons.
Boyd Coddingtons on this bad boy. That's nice. Show us under the hood. What do you got going under here?
Back to the stock 318 with the stock tranny.
Square tube. Air shocks tucked in on the A-arms to get it all slammed, to get it to raise and lower. So not airbags, but air shocks.
Air shocks, yep.
Is there air shocks in the rear?
Yep,
as well?
air shocks in the rear. It was a little tricky.
Super simple, very affordable. To, you know, put some time into this thing. Why don't you show us the trunk, Sean? So you're telling me this is where you went camping? This is like
besides the presents
this is like overlanding rig, right?
Yep.
So how would you sleep?
Usually our heads would be right over here, and then we would lay this way, and then I had a little block that we would stick in here, so we had some fresh air. And
did you have this shag carpet in there?
Yep, yeah. We had we actually had 3-inch sheep carpet. Shag back then, and this is the newer stuff once I actually painted the car. So
all right, he's got to show you his air control box, because balling on a budget, you put together something that's rad. So come check this out.
So down here we have the good old brass plumbing essentials, and this is your front valve and then your rear valve. And once you're full, you can shut them off, and then you got your basic air release for the front and air release for the rear. And I got my air gauges right up here, so I can watch my front and rear air pressures and make sure that I'm not going to be dragging on the ground, and works pretty good for what it is.
All right, all right, all right.
It doesn't really get any simpler than that. You know, air shocks, square tube, but everything works. You've been driving this thing for 20 years, having tons of fun with it without spending a lot of money. Of course, it has a CD player, which was top of the line back then.
Got to listen to Skipping this morning for the first time in a long time.
I can guarantee you there's no kids asking for CD players for Christmas this year. You know, it's just not on my list this year. One more thing before we let you guys go. As you can see, Sean's missing the trim piece on this door. What happened to that?
It flew off on the freeway one day, and I spent almost a week backstracking, and I never found it.
So if anybody sees a 67 Plymouth Fury 2 in any junkyard or anywhere, and you see this driver's side door trim piece, let's get it for Sean. So,
I appreciate it.
Hope you enjoyed this one. We'll see you tomorrow on WFO's 12 Rigs of Christmas.
Merry Christmas.